Hey guys, welcome back. We're gonna start doing the body work on this Solar Fox cabinet. Bubbles cabinet, I should be getting to painting that this week. I painted a car this morning, so I can't use the spray booth. I'll show you. I can't use the spray booth until tomorrow at least, but probably later this week I want to try to get the Bubbles cabinet painted, but at least for today I can start doing body work on the Solar Fox cabinet. But yeah, I painted this morning, so it's pretty much dry, but gotta let it set overnight before I move it out. On the Solar Fox, I had put a dab of the paint that I had mixed up at Lowe's, this Valspar cabinet and furniture paint. I did a little dot on the side of the cabinet to see how it looked when it dried, and I think the color is almost perfect. It is right there. It looks a hair darker on the camera than it is in person. It's so close that I'm very, very happy with that color, and we'll be able to we're just gonna use a roller and a small paintbrush and just go around these edges and then just roll the rest of it. So I think what I'm gonna do is, I'm not gonna use primer on this cabinet. I think what I'm gonna do is everywhere I do body work, Bondo work on the cabinet, I'm going to put a coat of paint on those areas first, let it dry, and then probably just do one coat over the whole cabinet, because I don't think that this cabinet's gonna need 2 coats of paint. I think 1 coat's probably gonna cover well. And if you guys are wondering why I have a big fat finger, I cut it yesterday at work really bad, and I ended up having to go to the hospital, and it was cut so bad and so much skin was missing that they were not able to stitch it up. So I'm probably gonna have a wrapped up finger for quite a while until it somewhat heals on its own. So what I wanna do now is I'm gonna peel off this T-molding. We'll put new T-molding on. I'm gonna take the coin door off this cabinet at some point. I don't plan on taking the monitor and stuff out of this cabinet. There's no real reason to disassemble this cabinet, because I'm gonna be painting it with a paintbrush and a roller, and somebody's already rebuilt the monitor and stuff, and it looks pretty clean, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'll vacuum out the inside of the cabinet and stuff like that, but we're not gonna go super crazy with it. I am gonna make another back door. I really wish I didn't have to, but it's literally all swelled up and it's flaking apart. It's particle board. So we'll get a new piece of particle board or plywood or something. We'll cut all the vent holes and everything. We'll make a new back for it. So I'm gonna mix up some, I think I just need Bondo really. So I gotta sand this down a little bit. Gotta pick all this loose stuff off. Anything that's loose, I need to get it out of here. With being careful that I don't peel up a piece that goes real high. But that seems pretty stuck. Here's some loose pieces over here. But I think I'm gonna be able to just fix this with some Bondo. Not have to use any fiberglass filler or anything like that on this side. I didn't really look at the other side too well. So I'm gonna open up the garage door and just use my regular sander and knock this down real quick. Okay, I have some 80 grit on my sander. I'm just gonna kind of sand around all those edges that need to get a little bit of filler, and then we'll mix up some filler and get it on. I'm very thankful how good a shape that artwork's in. There are some scratches through it, and we're gonna take some brush paint and touch it up a little bit. But we're not even gonna clear this cabinet. We're literally gonna put that cabinet paint on it. I'm gonna touch up the artwork a little bit, and we're leaving it as is. I'm gonna try to keep it as original as possible. The only reason why I'm touching this stuff up is I don't need that stuff at the bottom to delaminate any worse than it is. So if I don't sand it down and fill it in with filler and paint it, it's eventually just gonna keep creeping up, and before you know it, I'm gonna be into the artwork, and I don't wanna ruin this cabinet. So I wanna make sure that I preserve it as much as I possibly can. So let's just knock this down with a little 80 grit real quick here. Turn the air on. I always do that. I did send the boards out for repair to hopefully get that sound working, because I think that was the only issue, was just the sound, from what I could tell. The way that this paint is sanding down so quickly, we might end up just putting 2 coats of the color on the whole entire cabinet. I didn't think it was going to sand through that easily and that quickly, so we'll probably end up just doing a full coat. Now it says 2 hours dry time and 4 hours between coats. So when it comes time to do this, I'll have to put the first coat on earlier in the day, wait 4 hours and get the second coat on. So I'm gonna go mix up some filler, and we're gonna get all the heavy spots filled in on the first coat. And then while this side's drying, I'll go on the other side, sand that down, and we'll get a coat on that side. Okay, I have some on my board here. We're gonna mix this up. The reason why I'm not doing both sides at the same time is it's still almost 80 degrees out. It's like 7:15 on Sunday night. And I know that if I sand both sides and mix up enough of this to try to cover everything, it'll be dry by the time I get to the other side. So we'll just do it in 2 separate batches. And I don't plan on laying this cabinet on the back or the sides or anything like that. So that's leaving the monitor in it. I don't want to really do that if I don't have to. I'm sure that the monitor is definitely secured in there, but there's really no point. We don't really need to, because we're painting it with a paintbrush and a roller, and somebody already did work to the bottom of the cabinet, so that's all in good shape underneath there. So what I'm doing now is getting all the big spots, and then our next coat will go around. If we miss anything, we'll get them with the next coat. Usually it always takes 2 coats. Very rarely can you get away with 1 coat. And this cabinet looks like it was maybe painted with a roller or something. It doesn't look like the normal Midway cabinets where they were sprayed. I don't know if they did it both ways back then or not. The artwork was definitely sprayed on. It just looks like, unless somebody could have, you know, at some point touched it up with a roller. Man, I don't even know if I mixed up enough to get these big spots. Close. Stuff's already drying. I didn't even put that much hardener in it. Okay, I think we got all the big spots. A couple little nicks right here. Maybe I can get with the little bit I have left. I'm anxious to play this game. It seemed pretty fun a couple times I got to play it with no sound. I've played this game a long time ago, but it wasn't on the arcade version. All right, let's take a, give me a second here to clean this off, and then we'll take a look at the other side. Okay, let's take a walk to the other side here, and we'll see what that one looks like. Front looks really good. Okay, we got about the same amount of issues. Actually, this side looks a little better even. Scuffed up in the artwork a little worse than the other side, but the bottom's not as bad. nothing really flaking off. So let's hit that with the sander real quick. I'm going to get this blown off and put some filler on it, just like I did the other side. And the weird thing is up here, you can kind of see sanding marks from somebody else. I don't know if that's from the factory or somebody definitely repainted this, you know, parts of it at one time. If somebody repainted it, they did a really good job, but it's tough to say. I think it's original because it looks like there's a white primer underneath it. So I don't think it's been done, but it definitely looks like it was like painted with a roller, you know, but I don't know. So, all right, I'm gonna get a coat on this and then we'll come back and we'll start sanding down the other side. All right, I'm gonna go get this coat sanded down. Okay, I'm gonna finish sanding this side and the other side, and then we'll come back and put another coat on. Okay, I got it all sanded down, ready for another coat. And there's a bad spot on the back I gotta work on too. But this isn't gonna take very long to get this cabinet ready. I might paint it tomorrow night when I get home because I think it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow, and I won't be able to put that car outside because it doesn't have a hood right now. So if that's the case, maybe we'll start painting this cabinet so I can get it out of here. There's some little pinholes here and there I gotta fill in as well. This should be the last coat for the sides. It's going on real smooth now. Okay, a couple little spots right here. Looks like they used nails to put the cabinet together originally with glue, and then they puttied over them before they painted it. Here's a spot on the back I got to work on. That big gouge right here. Oh boy. Before this dries up, I want to get some smeared in here. Not worried about the back door. This will take a couple coats to build this up. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up another batch and put a coat on the other side. Okay, this coat is dry. I'm gonna go ahead and sand it off camera, and then we'll come back and take a look and see how it's looking. Okay, I got that second coat sanded down. I think I just about got everything. I had a casualty. I'll show you here in a second. But I got both sides sanded down. I got a little bit more to go on the back here. That peeled a little bit right there, so I gotta fill in that, and I want to recut this groove between the plywood so it looks original. I was blowing the dust off the cabinet and it blew the instructions off the front, which I was trying to save, but I didn't realize that it was all rusted out behind it. So nobody that I know of recreates that. I don't know if there's anybody who has one of these cabinets that could take a really good picture of that for me so I can get it recreated. If there's anybody out there that can help me out with getting me a good clear picture of that, I would really appreciate it. And I would probably just get it printed on like some clear vinyl. I'd just respray this black and then just put a clear vinyl sticker over top that has, you know, the white and the red printed onto it. So that's gonna wrap this up for today. I don't know what part this is or if I've even really started a part on this. Maybe it's part 2. And I was looking at this back door and I don't really want to make a new one. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna take my big sander, my big 8-inch round sander, and I'm gonna take this back door outside on some sawhorses, and I'm just gonna grind it down with like some 40 grit sandpaper and just grind the swelling right out of it, and then I'll Bondo up what needs to be Bondoed. So I think tomorrow I'm gonna work on painting this cabinet. What I can do is there's a couple little spots I still want to touch up, and then I want to get the first coat of paint on. I got to get the coin door off because I need to fix the coin door, and I got to get that bottom piece of plastic off. I'm going to replace that. But what I would like to do is get the first coat of gray on, and while that is setting up, I can carefully come in here and touch up any of the other artwork, and then after that, you know, I could put the second coat on. So hopefully tomorrow I can get this cabinet painted. I probably won't do the back door. We'll see. Maybe I'll get the back door ground down. Maybe that's something I could do also while I'm waiting 4 hours between coats of paint. So all right guys, that's going to end this video of Solar Fox. If you guys are liking what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. If you guys are interested in this and would like to see more of it, if you would consider subscribing, that would be awesome. You know, obviously the more views and everything will definitely help, and subscribers should bring more views. So all right guys, well, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.